Welcome back, everybody. You're here with me on the road Busan. I am Laura. The time is now 10:39 in the morning, and it's time for our Friday segment with our listeners. It's group chat time. We're joined with a group of one, a one-man show today. This is Ian Malcolm Matthews. Good morning, Ian.
Good morning, Laura.
Nice to have you in the studio.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you.
You can put your headphones on if you want to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can hear my dulcet tones. And they sound
better,
so much better in earphones. Well, I don't know about that. Anyway, it's nice to have you here. And why don't you introduce yourself to our listeners?
So, yes, Ian Malcolm Matthews. I've been here now. It's the second time in Korea. So we moved to Busan about 4 weeks ago from Barcelona.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I've come here with my wife. She's Korean, Kyung-mi. And I'm setting up a lot of different things, but one of them is a local initiative to just bring a bit more wellness to the community here, and start a few things like outdoor fitness and meditation on the beach to calm people down and introduce them to something called mindfulness, and also business stuff as well for executives to help them through stress and burnout and stuff. And companies. So that's what I'm doing on a local thing. And there's also a few things around Asia with a few partners as well in Mumbai and Thailand.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, some nutrition experts and events experts too. Hopefully that'll come off too.
Oh, definitely. It sounds great. Well, actually, you said you just came from Barcelona 4 weeks ago. Now, we had another Ian, our guest.
He's an
Ian.
Imposter.
He was on the show yesterday, and he does a segment called Not That One, where he talks about namesake cities across the world. So I have to ask, is it the Spain Barcelona, or is it the Philippines one, or is it the other ones that he talked about?
You've got to be really careful there, Laura, because if you tell the Barcelona people they're Spain, they'll go, no, we're Catalan.
Well, Catalan, sorry. Is it the Catalan Barcelona?
No, you're right. It's
the Catalan Barcelona.
Catalan,
okay,
yeah.
That's fine, because the other Barcelonas didn't really sound that magnificent. Sorry to anyone living in the other Barcelonas. Yeah. Anyway, well, that's wonderful. Absolutely. So I'm curious. Like, I'm very, very much interested in wellness and mindfulness. I'm actually reading a book on mindfulness and meditation at the moment. It's not really speaking to me because I come home and I'm just like, mindfulness. Okay, be yourself. Find that spot.
Yeah, right.
There we go. There it is. There's the spot. But I want to know what's different about your personal and corporate wellness activities compared to other people. What do you do as a group or as a business that really is going to change the Busan community?
Yeah, I think my background was military. I was in the British Army. And the one thing that the British Army teach you is to be organised and to have a plan.
Yeah.
So I approach wellness in just the same way, whether it's I'm teaching yourself or an executive or a local in a group or a business. So you think about what's your needs. You think about, in other words, your mission. You then design a plan around that to get to your goals, and then you implement it and you test it and you progress as you go along. You get lots of feedback from people as well. So, it's not the be-all and end-all, and sometimes one group of companies and the group you're teaching, very, very different, and a very, very different culture, of course, to someone else. Let's say HP in Barcelona, which is one of the last ones I did. And if it's someone local here, you approach it differently. So you organise it as a plan, and then you carry out the plan, and then you see how the plan's doing, and you test and adjust as it goes along. So it's really disciplined,
Well, the thing is, I was going to say, in Korea especially, there's a lot of stigma surrounding. I mean, it's getting much, much better now, but even like the stigma of caring for your mental health is like, what are you doing? You're wasting time. There's no problem. Stop it. And then something bad happens, and then there's a huge news outcry of she was XYZ medical conditions.
Absolutely.
So what do you think you're going to be able to achieve, and what are some of the problems you imagine facing here in this community? Because like you said, such a different culture.
Yeah, it is. And funnily enough, I'll flip that though. The mental health awareness is huge now. It's global. It really is. I'm part of an initiative in the UK where the royals are chairing it. It's called Heads Together.
I love that, by the way.
Right.
I'm not particularly a royals fan, but I saw with Kate, William and Harry sitting around together, and I thought this is what needs to happen.
Yeah, so we're official sponsors. My company Aspire is an official sponsor of that, and they send us a pack and stuff. And that's where I want to start. And you start locally, even though it's a global thing. It's not saying that Korea, you've got a problem with mental health. Absolutely not. It's a universal thing.
Yeah.
But how do we deal with it? We deal with it locally first. You've got to deal with it locally within your culture, and step by step you give people, okay, where do we start and what can we do? And the first thing is to bring awareness. It's as simple as that. You talk about it. And my mindfulness on the beach stuff, which I'm going to start on Sunday, no one's trying to preach. I've been a wild child, right? I've been a hellraiser.
You look the type.
Oh, yeah.
You do look the type.
I have Scottish blood, Laura, so you know about it.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you bring that awareness, just to talk about it and get on the beach. And like you said, just as a flip side to the stigma, no one's trying to preach. We're just trying to say there is another way. And what got Korea here to where they are is a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
And it's remarkable what they've done and continue to do. But they've kind of fallen behind, I think, anyway, a little bit on the mental health. And so let's bring some awareness to that. And what can we do to bring initiatives to help people who are feeling a bit stressed, maybe a bit lonely, a bit isolated, and turn that into happiness?
Because those are universal feelings. Everybody has those, whether they're at, the varying levels of kind of intensity, I guess. But it's definitely not something that just Westerners do.
It's universal.
Yeah.
It's a human condition, as one of my favourite teachers, Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah.
He wrote Power of Now, amazing book. It's a human condition, and once you understand that, then you're aware of it, and you can do something about it.
Yeah, wonderful. Oh, I feel relaxed already just talking to you. Okay, so you and your profile here, in your professional profile, you're an electronics engineer and an adventure training instructor in the British Army.
I was, yeah.
For 18 years. So what lessons did you teach, and I guess did you learn, in terms of health and fitness and well-being and probably beer drinking? And
Yeah, definitely the latter. There is, unfortunately, a correlation between drinking lots of beer and mental health.
Yes.
And it's not, obviously it's reciprocal. So we all love a beer, but like everything else, if you do a little bit too much of it, then you'll get effects that you probably don't want.
Yeah.
And it's the same in any part of wellness. If you don't sleep properly, if you're not eating the right foods, if you're not active, and if you're not practicing things like mindfulness, then what tends to happen is you start going on a slippery slope. So the army taught me that you have to be disciplined. Have that plan, then be disciplined to carry it out. And as I say to the people that I was working out with, a little group of my Aspire team, and hi guys, I said I'd mention you.
Hi guys, hi you guys.
Wonderful people from all over the world.
Guys. Yeah.
So we're doing some fitness, our fitties on Dongbek Island just last night and in the last few weeks. And you have that discipline, just turn up, make it a habit. And that's what the army does. Actually, the army force you.
Yeah.
You have no choice, right? Yeah, otherwise you go to jail. Boots off, berry off to jail.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
See you later. Okay, so I've got so many things that I want to ask you. So just to make sure that we get through everything, we're going to be finishing off around 10:55 to go out for the last song. So if there's anything you want to move on to, please tell me, because I'm a blah, blah, blah. Okay, so just tell me. Move on, Laura.
Perfect.
So you're launching a one-man campaign.
One man so far. So anyone who wants to help, then join.
Called Local Heart. What is wrong with me today? Local Heart, Global Mind. And it's aimed at raising awareness of mental health in Korea.
Yes.
Basically through introducing community and business activities to promote greater physical, emotional and mental fitness. Now,
exactly.
Why are you doing that?
It's like, as I mentioned, it's the second time I've come back here, and because we were here, I was living in Osan and working in Seoul about five years ago before we went back to Europe. And I've noticed things have got even faster, if they could, and the smartphones, the digital stuff. Everyone's locked onto these digital phones. The digital phones are fantastic. Everyone, I use it for great things. But it's getting to the stage where people can't let go. And I think they need a bit of a digital detox. Yeah. There's a lot more sugary stuff going on with the food. There's a lot more. And the same, like you said, Laura, the same stigma where if you say to somebody, I'm teaching an executive, for example, in Seoul at the moment, on a wellness program. And she mentioned to me, you can't mention, I'm stressed in a business environment because people will go, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. Or you're not good at your job.
Right, absolutely.
You can't handle this.
Yeah, and it's just not true.
And it's not true.
No, these are just mental concepts, and they can, like I say, they had their time and it was great, but it's time to move on to something even better.
Yeah.
So, I came back to raise the awareness of that. And if I can start, like I say, on a local basis, it's always the best place to start. The person in front of you or the group or the team, and bring that awareness to the wider. And I heard you on your earlier show, you were mentioning messages on the bridge in Gwangali. I mean, my ultimate goal is to have a message there saying something simple like, breathe, walk, talk, hug.
Yeah.
As a start. That would be amazing. If you can help me to do that, that would be beautiful.
Listen, if I had the power, my face would be on that bridge. So I have clearly had no power.
Please don't put mine on it.
But you said that you want to do it with on the local scale at first, whether it's the person in front of you or behind of you. You're opening these classes. Now, they're called Mindfulness on the Beach on Haeundae Beach.
Yes,
beautiful
Sunday,
place.
9 o'clock.
Sunday, 9 o'clock. And they're free, right?
Free. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, you've taught all over the world from Dublin to Seoul, but what do you hope to achieve with these Mindfulness on the Beach classes?
Get the conversation going about being well and about being healthy.
Yeah.
And in particular, mental health. It's not anything to be ashamed of that you feel sometimes that everything overwhelms you a bit.
Yeah.
We all do, right?
Yeah.
And then we kind of get to work the next day and pretend it's not happening. Everyone's going through it, and let's talk about it and get together and share our experiences. That really is the only place I want to start, So as soon as people become aware of it, like I say, then it becomes less of a stigma.
Yeah.
And then everyone can jump on the boat if you like, and then what else can they contribute? People contribute to my classes as much as I do with amazing ideas and community things, whether it's helping kids, students through exam pressures and companies, etc. It grows, step by step, and it's like a ripple effect.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the first, in Korea, people are so focused on well-being, food, health spas, going to, the jjimjilbang and the saunas. So, what's the point, I guess, in being so focused on just the physical side when you don't have the mental side to back it up?
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And it's the same with fitness. What's the point in having the body beautiful and you're lifting all these weights and then you go home and you've got an emotional age, that's Stone Age,
Yeah.
We've got to work on these things.
Absolutely. Well, what we'll do, because you said it's Busan, Haeundae Beach, 9 a.m. What we will do is we'll post all the details on our Facebook page as well on how to join.
Amazing.
But if you want to give us a rundown, how can we do that?
It's really simple. You can go to meetup.com. There's an app for it, or, I'm one of the old-fashioned people. You go on the internet, www.meetup.com. If you just put in Aspire Active and then Busan, or you put free event mindfulness, then you'll find us.
Okay,
and you can just RSVP, which is joining for free there. Just turn up, bring a mat, bring your friends, bring a little doggy if you want.
Yeah.
It's dead relaxed and just,
Beautiful. Okay, so whenever I hear meditation class, I like to meditate, but when I hear meditation class, I just have to picture like people sitting around with their hands in that position. And I know that you said it's for everybody, little doggies as well. So it's kind of, before we have to run out of time very quickly, can you give us a brief overview of what kind of goes down in your class, and then wrap us up with anything else that you'd like to talk about?
Yes, we go back to the real fundamentals of mindfulness. It was created by a guy called John Kabat-Zinn, who I was lucky enough to meet in Barcelona. I interviewed him, and I said to him, the way I teach is to bring everyone back to the fundamentals. Am I right? And he went bang on. Don't go too far away and add too much stuff. Take stuff away. So you start with your breath. You start with your body, so you're aware of your body, and then you do any kind of fun exercise like loving kindness. So what you're doing is you're saying, well, if I'm breathing, I'm aware. So you wake yourself up. And then if you say, well, I'll focus on a part of the body, it could be the heart. So you say, I'm grounded. I'm grounded to this moment in time, which is the only reality, which is now. And then the final one is you give yourself a bit of loving kindness and say, I am enough.
Yeah.
That's how we do mindfulness.
That sounds beautiful. And I would really love to talk with you more, but we're running out of time.
Oh, it's been great.
But what would be wonderful for us here and for our listeners as well, if you could give us all this information, we'll put it on our Facebook page so
Perfect.
our listeners can check us out. Facebook.com/On The Road Busan. If you want to hear more about Ian and his 5 pillars of well-being, his mindfulness classes on the beach, and everything else that he has to offer with Aspire Active, then all you need to do is find us, Facebook.com/On The Road Busan. Ian, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Likewise, Laura. Thanks so much. And,
Please stay with us. I would love to talk to you as we listen to the music.
Thank you.
And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. It is time, sadly, to close up the first half of the show, but don't be too worried because we'll be back in the second half with lots more fun and exciting information for you, taking you all the way through to 12 o'clock this afternoon here at On The Road Busan. Okay, the last song that I want to play for you in the first half even, that's not the second half, is I'm a Road Runner by James Taylor. Okay, hope everyone is enjoying what's going on so far. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in the second half.